Mom's pearls. Mom's pearls. Mom's pearls. Mom's pearls. Mom's pearls.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mom's Pearls. My name is Shayla, and I'm here with my friends Leah and Brenda.
Hi.
We're all moms, and we're sisters in Christ. Now, ladies, I want y'all to tell me if this is an incident where this lady would have low self-esteem. Okay.
Okay.
A girlfriend of mine. Her mom, she's never seen it this way either. But her mom has been married for like 30, 40 years now.
Okay.
And the husband has never seen her without makeup or with a roller in her hair. But the woman is drop dead gorgeous every time you see her. So I'm trying to figure out how she do that. Why she does it. And the daughter, on the other hand, she ain't gonna do her hair. She ain't gonna put no makeup on. She's all natural. But her mother, she has never seen her mom without makeup. And she's still married to the same man, and he wake up to this gorgeous woman. He goes to bed with this gorgeous woman.
She puts on. Wait, don't she wash her face? Like,
I don't know when she do it.
like her face. How old is she?
She in her 70s now.
Well, her face.
She got
her
it
skin
down.
must be dragging on the floor by now, because I mean, you can't just keep makeup on 24/7. Of course.
Oh my God.
She's gorgeous.
Wow, that is no. Does her daughters do the same thing?
No, her daughters are black.
They're
That's
opposite
good.
because
That's really good. You know, because they've seen their mother. Well, I don't know. It's
That's what I'm
baffling to
asking
me.
you.
But it is no low self-esteem to me.
yeah, it's
But
definitely
you
an
gotta
example
love
of low
yourself.
self-esteem.
She in her 70s now. Where's the
She's
self-esteem?
never found it. She's never had it.
I agree.
Evidently.
Y'all don't do that out there, okay?
From the first time they
Don't
met.
do that.
But
Wash
if
that
any
stuff
of
off
you
y'all
do,
face.
can you let us
Listen,
know? We like to know. How you do that.
everybody can participate in low self-esteem. It's not just for older people. It's not just for married people. Okay,
That's true.
The young girls out here are doing the
Hey,
same
that's
thing.
true.
Their version of it.
That's
I
true.
mean, because to really want to be second or third to somebody else, like you don't care if he's in another relationship, if he's married, you just want to be in that relationship with him, so you're not alone.
And true.
Like,
And
don't do that
also,
side chick.
what they do
is
to their
that?
bodies. They're injecting themselves with silicone,
With
which
anything.
you put on the tub
Wow,
to get
guys.
breasts or to get a butt, and they're dying. They're really dying.
That's crazy.
Like, guys, don't do this. You gotta
Because you
love
don't care about
yourself.
But see, this is both for men and women, but it affects the women more, right?
Right.
Because men have low self-esteem.
You hear about the woman.
You hear about the women more.
Yeah.
But tell me, guys, where does low self-esteem come from?
A lot of places.
Well, let's talk about it. Because when I think about low self-esteem, a lot of times I think about where it starts. And for me, that has to do with how you grew up. You know, your lack of parental involvement.
Yeah,
that person is saying,
That's
you can
very
do
important.
it. Good job.
Very
I'm so
important.
proud of you.
Yeah.
You're amazing. Because you really have to build that solid foundation
True.
for somebody to have something to grow off of. You know, for somebody to accept you for you, you don't always have to be beautiful. You're going to have bad days. You're going to cry. You're going to be tired. It's okay. People can still love you and accept you for you. And let me just tell you a couple of quick things that I actually researched, that 50% of 9-year-old females and 80% of 10 to 11-year-old females feel self-conscious and are on some type of diet.
Hello.
Wow.
They
Like,
ain't
come on,
nine.
what are you even old enough
What
to
are you
know
lying
about
about?
being on a diet, or
Wow.
you're overweight,
When you
or
guys
you're
out
not?
there, think about this.
I mean, come on.
Yo, at 9, you still got baby fat.
You
Y'all
really
know,
need that
you
foundation.
You don't lose it until like 15.
Exactly.
You know, wow.
It's really
Viewers,
heartbreaking.
I hope you're not doing that to your kids,
It's
because
really
it's not good. And it's damaging. It
It
really
is.
damaging to them. It really, really
And
is.
then you can think about it. The stress that's in families nowadays.
Yes,
Mama's
it's
working, they
so
get a single
much
family.
more.
You come on a single parent, and
Yes.
then sometimes with both parents.
Yeah, it's
the
hard.
incomes and stuff is not coming up to
Coming up,
par,
yep.
and kids feeling some
And
type
abuse.
of way.
When you leave your
Man.
children with people in daycares,
Man.
with your friend, with so-and-so down the street, I mean, that opens
And
them up
then
to a world
also,
of
a
abuse.
lot of women seems to be more and more in abusive relationships.
Come on, y'all.
That's and they don't know how to get out.
They don't.
And guys,
for real.
if you find yourself in that, there are a lot of resources. And get on your knees and pray.
Hello.
God will guide you through
He
it.
will get you out of
He's
it,
the
baby.
number one person to go to first. And then he'll take you from there and he'll guide you through it. And then a lot of people don't like the way they look.
Right.
Because sometimes you have some kind of deformity, or I got big feet,
Hello.
Or your hair, Becky with the
Yeah,
hair.
yeah.
That's right. That's right.
You know, you got big eyes,
true.
you know, but we're all beautiful. And that's why we gotta love ourselves
See,
first,
God
guys.
said we are fearfully and wonderfully made.
And that is
But
the
y'all
truth,
realize
man.
we're made in His image.
That's
So don't
right.
mess up nothing He already
That's
And
included.
he
right.
makes
all I'm
no
saying.
mistakes.
That's all I'm saying.
He doesn't
okay?
make any mistakes.
He does that.
So
He does that.
He made you the way he made you for a
Hello.
reason. You know?
He
You
likes
know?
everything
Hey, he
on
made me
that body
short.
that he put
I
on
hear
you.
about it all
That's
the time. I can't reach nothing but hey.
Hello,
Go
get
with
your
it.
step
You
ladder,
know
girl.
what I'm saying?
Get
It
your
is what it
step
is.
ladder.
All day. All in my kitchen.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Lord.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it is what it is.
See, we want them to be able to see themselves through God's eyes.
That's right.
And it's hard when you're in that deep, dark place to even see yourself through anybody's eyes because you can't even see yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're already down there, and it's like, God, you calling out, but you're not knowing that He's really listening.
Right.
You're calling out, God, I need some help. And He's coming to the rescue. Don't give up. Lord, please don't give up.
And no, it's not your fault.
Thank you.
It's not your fault.
Thank you.
Things happen to you. Things that happen to you as a child is not your fault.
Mm.
Okay? You are not responsible for what adults do.
Yes, Lord.
And
Right.
the
That's real.
mistreatment of you. They have to atone for it. It's their fault. You do nothing wrong as a child. A child is innocent. A child
That's
has
real.
no knowledge. And even as you grow up and you get in a relationship, for women who get in an abusive relationship, no, you did not deserve to get punched in the face because the food was cold.
Hello.
true.
Y'all heard
Because
that,
you
right?
burned
So
his
true.
piece of chicken. You know, no, you did not deserve that.
That's
God
real.
didn't make us for that. So it's okay to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes.
You're
but
human.
The important thing is getting up and where you go from it from there. And you go to God and ask Him to guide you. Because He'll guide those footsteps for you. He'll lay that path down.
That's right.
But you just got to listen and be patient.
That's real.
Right.
That's real. And you got to forgive yourself.
Yes.
I mean, the hardest thing for me when I was going through a whole bunch of stuff was to forgive myself. Because, I mean, I would react and
so
sometimes it was off
Yeah.
off the chain. But we have to forgive. Once we forgive ourselves, you feel a lot better, I guarantee you. But you're ready to forgive everybody else. But what about you? Your heart is the one that's crushed. And what about you? Forgive yourself.
That's
Yes.
right.
And,
You know what
and
I'm
that's
saying?
real.
I
That's
agree.
real.
I
Because
agree.
when you don't forgive yourself, a lot of times it feels the guilt.
There you
and
go.
then that's eating you up in the
That's
inside.
real.
And it just eats at you.
It's
And
like
it
a
makes you
cancer.
ugly.
It's like a
yes,
cancer.
it is. It's
It's
a
like a
sickness.
cancer.
And it makes you ugly.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes you're so in it that you don't even realize how ugly
It's
you
hard
are.
to get
And
out of
people,
it. That's
people
true.
see it. You know, yeah, it is true. That's truly
It's hard
to get out
but
of
it's
it.
important to get out of it. It's important to realize, like we said,
Yeah.
it's not your fault, you know, and that you need to forgive, because at the end of the day, you have to believe the good in you. You have to
Yes.
believe that
There
there's
you go.
another
Yeah.
side
There
to
you
it.
go.
You
That's
know,
real.
that's why God created you. Like we said earlier, you know, He made us to be wonderfully made in His
Come on,
image.
come on.
It's so important that we actually believe that, because that changes our mindset. That
Yes,
changes how
it
we
is.
start to act, and we say, okay,
right.
no, I'm not tolerating that anymore. I know I'm worth more. I know my value.
That's
I
right.
understand that
That's
I
right.
won't deal with that. You know, and to not focus on the negative things. At the end of the day, like, I love to do sticky notes. Like, they're amazing. They will remind you. You can put scriptures on them. You can put anything you want, quotes on them, just to remind you of who you are, what you're capable of. If
That's
you don't
right.
know, write it down. It's in the Bible. If God says it, believe it.
Believe
It's
it. There
true.
you go. Come on, y'all. Get some
And
sticky
it will
notes.
change your life.
That's
It will
right.
encourage
Get a
you. You
journal.
can take them with you anywhere. You can journal. I mean, there are so
Yes.
many ways, but it's important that you forgive yourself. It's important that you realize it's not your fault.
It's
At the end of the
not.
day, you can change it, but you have to believe the
You
good
have to
in you.
believe.
You
There
have
you
to
go.
believe
You have
what
to
the Bible
love
says.
yourself.
You really do.
Yes.
You really, really
And
do.
if you're not there, ask God to show you how to get there.
There you go.
I
He
agree.
will.
Hey, ladies, guess what? We have a guest speaker. I'm
Hey!
going to surprise you. I'm not
Okay.
going to tell you her name, but I want her to tell you everything that she, man, she's busy.
Okay.
She makes me tired.
Oh.
But anyway, her name is Mrs. Yolanda Lloyd. Yay! Now, y'all, I know I told y'all I wasn't going to say anything about Miss Yolanda Lloyd, but I got to tell y'all some of the things about her, okay?
Okay.
This woman is an accomplished young lady. She holds a master's degree in counseling. She is a certified Max Lucado life coach. Good Lord. A minister in training at the Fellowship of Jesus Christ Church. She is a wife, a mother of 3. Woo, adorable children. Please help me to welcome Yolanda Lloyd.
Hey, girls.
Thank you all.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Wow, I didn't know you had all those roles.
Yes, it's actually the John Maxwell life coach program that I was a part of.
John Maxwell.
Yes,
My goodness. Okay.
So you're a life coach?
Yes.
Oh, so you can help a lot of us out over
Yeah,
here.
you can help us.
She's got all the self-esteem.
She's
with
got
her.
to tell y'all them digits. Y'all call. No, let me quit. Okay, come on. Tell me some of the things that you've been through, that the low self-esteem and thing. I mean, everybody's been through it for real. But the thing, you overcame it. You overcame it. You kept pulling yourself up. I love that in you. She kept pulling herself up, y'all. And then when somebody pulled it down, she reached over and got another. She kept going. That's what we got to do.
Yeah,
Go
that's
for
how
it,
you
sis.
gotta keep climbing.
Well, self-esteem, I have not conquered it.
Okay.
It is a daily thing that I still struggle with.
Wow.
And when I was asked to do the segment on self-esteem, I said, I don't know if that you're asking the right one because I haven't quite mastered that yet.
Okay.
But I learned that it is more common than uncommon for people to struggle with self-esteem, especially girls. And it's even more prominent with social media being this new dominant thing of our life.
The new
Yes,
way
it's
of
a friend
living
of ours.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's very
self-esteem,
damaging.
the word itself is self-esteem. And just looking at those 2 words without even going to the dictionary, it's how you esteem yourself. And it should not have any direct correlation with what anybody else says about you, because self-esteem is about how you think and feel and love yourself.
Right.
So the most important thing that we all must learn is to love ourselves, regardless of how dark or how light our skin is, how kinky curly, how loose curly our hair is, how narrow or how wide our hips are. We are to love ourselves as we are, and that's the biggest thing that I've learned, that to love me for me, because I'm the only me. I can't be anybody else but me.
Yes.
And like Brenda was saying earlier, there are people getting all these injections and all this stuff going on. It's not healthy, and at the end of the day, you're ruining your body.
There you go.
Yes.
And then you have to keep going back for more procedures, and then
your butt
eventually
Not only that,
you won't even
killing
recognize yourself.
Take
You
your
won't
butt
recognize
off.
yourself. Your family won't recognize yourself. And so it's important that we love ourselves first. And I just read a statistic that all teen girls, all girls want a better communication relationship with their parents.
That's true.
Every
I
single
believe that.
one.
I believe that.
Like all the other statistics listed percentages and how much 75% girls, 40% boys,
wow, that's deep.
all of them.
And
So there's some lack in every
and I
communication,
think
in every
that comes
relationship.
to a lot of parents now are so tied up they don't know how to juggle work and family. You know,
It's
and
difficult.
being
It's
there
definitely
for their
challenging.
kids. How do
Right.
you do that? Because you have 3 young
It's
children.
hard. It's hard. Well, we're in a different situation because I'm able to stay home with my children.
That's
So
it. That's a
I'm able to be home with my children and be more involved with them. But for those parents, like you guys mentioned earlier, for single parents and those dual working households, it's hard because with the economy the way it is, both parents have to work a lot of
that's
time
true.
in
That's
households. So it's hard to find that work-life family balance. And unfortunately, the kids and even the spouses, the marital relationship is affected by that because it's so hard to find that balance because the job is pulling and you got to work because you got to eat.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
You
Gotta
gotta
put
pay
that
those
roof over their
bills.
head.
Exactly.
So you
Yeah.
have to work, and it's finding the time. I know for me, growing up, I always wanted my mom to come to my events. It was 4 of us. One of her dad wasn't around. Mommy had to work 2 jobs. She's a seamstress. She's great at it. But in that day where we lived, they weren't paying that much.
Right,
so
right.
she had to be at work, and I always wanted her to be there. And it was sad, but I understood. But you still, understanding doesn't take away the feelings of the want to look in the stands and see your mom or somebody there supporting you other than your classmates and your teammates. So the family relationship is very important, and it does affect one's self-esteem.
That's true.
Wow.
And you're not even realizing that a lot as the parent because you're so busy making that money to take care of the children.
Right.
You know, I can really relate to that because I felt there was sometimes I should have been there for events with my son, like playing a game or something, but I was working.
Right.
Or I couldn't get off from work to be there. So,
Right.
you know, you're pulled, you catch 22.
And then you start buying them video games, set them in there, he'll be happy. You glad? You know
That's
what I'm saying?
the
They buy
worst.
the
That's
things
the
just
worst
to
thing.
pacify,
Let
make
me
you
tell
feel
you,
good because you
that's
ain't spending no time,
horrible.
but you know it's true. You know it's true.
It's babysitting your children instead of us
There you go.
being there with our kids.
And it's
Taking
making you
this
feel
time with
better.
our kids. You know, sit down and talk to them. How was your day today? You know, what you do in school. You have a good day? And you'll be surprised what they
My
tell you.
grandkids, they get that from me every day.
We just had a discussion where it was talking about the love languages for children. Yes, and it was a great discussion. Just like there's the book for marriages, there's one for children. And it's the same love languages, the same basic concept. But parents, we tend to love our children the way we want to be loved, the way we think they want to be loved. Oh, they want toys, so we buy them toys. And then those same children are like, well, how do you know your parents love me? Well, some of them don't, because they're not being loved in their love language. If this child wants quality time and you're steady buying video games, that child doesn't feel loved. But you're like, well, I bought you video games. You said you wanted video games for Christmas. But it's different. They want that love. They want that quality time. That's how they get their love tank filled, not by just playing video games.
And I'm so glad that you brought that up, because that's actually where I was going to. I think when it comes for single parents and for dual working households, that's something that you can do that's quick but still effective. Like, you can say a good job that's going to light up your child's life, but it didn't take you away from, you know, what you were doing. It didn't
Still
say,
cooking.
right,
You still at that
you
counter.
can still
Right.
multitask, but you really just made that connection. And I think that's really such a big aspect of it, is having and knowing those love languages. I encourage every parent out there to get you a copy of it for your children, just to have that relationship.
Viewers too, and you don't just have to be a parent.
Right.
You can be a grandparent,
Hello,
you can be a
y'all heard that,
auntie,
grandparent,
you can be the neighbor next door.
That's right.
Any child
That's
that you
right.
have a relationship with,
Yes.
you give them that love and you show them that.
That's real.
You know, my grandkids that live up, the younger boys in New York, they come down and all they want, because they don't get that much
That
time with me,
attention from grandma.
grandma.
That's it.
Even, play this game. I don't know how. We'll teach you.
Yes.
So I get on the
Take the
floor
time.
and I do it. When it's time to get up, it ain't easy. But I give them that, and I've learned that giving them that, you know,
Time.
I got to give that time to them, and it means the world to them. And you'll be surprised when they grow up as adults what they tell you about it later on.
What do you think we can focus on to change? How can we change?
I
Make
like
a change.
the
What you
point
think?
with Leah was saying about the sticky notes.
Okay.
There was, you could put, like she said, you could put sticky notes anywhere. You can put anything on the sticky notes. Find some inspirational quotes. Write them on your sticky note. Put them
In
on
your
your mirror
purse.
while you're brushing your teeth. I am fearfully and wonderfully
That's right.
made. Those scriptures.
Yes.
And I am beautiful. My hair is gorgeous. I love myself. I am able to be loved. I am a lovable person.
Come on, that's
and
real.
just put those sticky notes. If you, don't put them on your windshield while you're driving.
Don't.
But
You can have them in your purse. I mean, anywhere. You're digging around, you're like, oh, when you read your note, and just a little pick-me-up to encourage you that you are somebody, because it's so important. And I think in our society, a lot of times, like, well, don't focus on yourself. You don't want to be arrogant. You don't want to be, you know, it to be all about you. But it's important to still have that balance where you still come off as a self-confident person.
Right.
Where there's
And
still
when
that
you
know
walk
who you
with
are.
that. I got this. You know, when you walk in the room, you're commanding the room.
Come on.
You know, because
Hello, y'all
you
heard
got
that,
this.
right?
I'm short, but you see me.
Hello.
You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go, girl.
I definitely got the Napoleon complex, 'cause when I'm in the room, hey, Brenda's here. You know, and because I just learned to really love me. But I was blessed to have parents and to have grandmother and to have other people who are mothers to
There
me
you go.
to always guide me and bring me up and push me and let me know you can do anything. Don't let nobody put you down. You
That's
know.
real.
And so that was the great blessing for me.
And I think it's important that if you feel like there's something that you want to change, your hair, something, and you're doing it for you, it's fine.
Do it.
Do it.
Experiment,
Do it.
change it.
No
You
matter
wanna
how
change your
crazy
body.
you look.
That's right. If you love it, it's just important
Yes.
that you love yourself at the end of the day. If you say, I want to change my body, I want to change something about me, I mean, exercise, do what you want to do, but as long as you're doing it for you and not for anybody else.
And
you
it's
know?
a good thing. As long as it's something healthy, as long as something good. Now, to go on what you were saying with the sticky notes, for my birthday, a friend gave me a journal.
Okay.
But it's a spiritual journal.
Okay.
And it started from January 1st. So I waited till the beginning of the year to start writing in it. And it's been amazing.
Okay.
Because I would tell anybody to get a journal because you can write down and you're writing to God. And your feelings, I write about my day and, if the husband pissed me off today.
Honey.
And, I just write everything down, in it. And I started off with, thank you, God, for a blessed day.
There you go.
Because let me tell you guys, no matter, it could be the worst day ever, but it's still a blessed day. Because you're here and you got through the day. So I always say it's still, a blessed day. And each page has spiritual scriptures and sayings from all different authors.
Okay.
And it's so refreshing. You read it and then I just write. And I would say that's a great tool.
That's
along
awesome.
with the sticky notes.
That's
it helps to release,
Okay.
for the
To
day.
reinforce it.
That's
You
great.
Yes.
keep
Yeah.
sticking on
Another way of change, your living situation. You have a roommate, or you're there with your parents. Now, if you're there with your parents, just do what they tell you to do and stay out of
That's
trouble.
right.
That's all I'm saying.
Stay out of trouble.
If you have a roommate, if you two if y'all get along fine, that's great. But if you don't, we have to move some negativity. So you got to move the negative stuff out the way. Because you
That's
got to
right.
start building yourself up. Because
That's
this
right.
is you.
You can't let
I'm not,
anybody
look,
hold you back.
Shayla, I'm Shayla, and I'm a different woman every day, and I build Shayla up every day.
Lying, that's the truth, y'all.
And look, I go and this is what I do for me, but I have to, if I intend to do God's will and get out here and do his work, you got to do it. You have to change some things to make it better. And we can do that. Change that situation and live it. Come on with it, y'all.
I want to round back to something Brenda said earlier. She said she had her parents and her grandparents to give her that encouragement growing up, but some kids don't. We don't have both parents in the house, so it's hard enough when it's two parents and they're working to give the children the time that they need, but when it's one parent, that missing parent is a missing asset
There you
to
go.
the home.
Mhm.
So
Very
the
true.
child is affected by that, and the parents oftentimes don't realize how their absence affects the child.
True.
Mostly the girls. I
Yes.
see this mostly with girls. They will go out and they will
Try to
Try
find
to
somebody
indulge
like her. Yeah.
in these negative behaviors and just to get attention because they're not getting the attention at home.
That's
The
right.
young boys do it as well. They go out and they get into gangs. Girls, they get involved in negative activities with boys, sex,
Looking for
cutting,
that male figure.
anything to just get some attention, and that weighs on their self-esteem.
Yes.
I did not have my father around, so my self-esteem was affected by that as well. I didn't get into the cutting and all of that, but I was very down on myself growing up, and it probably was depression, but back then you didn't talk about stuff like that.
That's right.
You
That's
jumped
right.
with it,
That's
you
over.
cried
Yeah.
in your pillow, and
Yeah.
you
Life
went to
goes on.
sleep.
Life goes
Yeah.
on.
But
Right.
it's knowing something to change about that is knowing that it's not your fault. It's not your fault that your father wasn't there. It's not your fault that your mother wasn't there.
That's
But
real.
you do have a heavenly Father who is always there for you.
Come on.
When you don't have anybody
That's
else
real.
to
Come
call
on, I
on,
get it.
He
Yes.
is always there. That
Yep.
was something for me that took a while for me to really grasp because he's not physically there.
Right.
But knowing
Right.
that he is there and he can comfort you in that time, that's something that we can change
Yes.
and direct our attention to. When you're feeling alone and don't have your mom or your dad, you can always
Call on King Jesus.
There you go.
Yes.
Dare not to compare yourself to. I'm not going to
Anyone.
compare myself to Brenda.
Nope.
I'm not going to compare myself to Leah. Yolanda. No, I wish them the best. They're doing everything great, but I have to do me. And the first thing I do by doing me, I got to pray, y'all. God got to come down here and give me some sugar on my cheek. You get what I'm saying? I get my sugar every day. That's real. With that being said, don't compare. Am I correct?
That's right.
Am I
That's
correct?
right.
That social media that y'all watching, move it out the way. Go and get the Bible. Flip it over. Go to Proverbs, y'all. I read First Thessalonians. That's good too. But yeah, I'm telling y'all, it helps. It helps. What you think?
I think like comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes. Come
when
on,
you're
girl.
so focused on everyone else and you like, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that, you don't appreciate what you have and what you were called to do. And you can't do what you're supposed to do because you're focused on what everybody else is doing. And at the end of the day, God created you and He wants you here in this moment to do what He's called you to do. He's made you such a special and unique person that it really would be unfortunate for you to just be like, oh, well, I'm so focused on what she's got going on. She's got to do this. Look at her hair. It does like this, and mine a child. You know, you got to work with what you got, baby.
That's
and
right.
thank
You
God
surely,
for what you have.
that is so true. And another thing, to like what you saying, what the other person is doing, what you see is not necessarily what it is.
Come on.
Okay?
Hello.
You know, this times what
Y'all
you see
been
is not what you
Grass
get. It's not always greener on the other side.
That's real.
Oh, my grandma used to say that all the time as a kid. I'm
Never
like,
knew what
she
she meant.
talking about
There
with
you
the
go.
grass. But
Never knew.
you see, we're all on the internet now, right? Everybody's on Facebook, they're on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Viewers, I know y'all are out there. You're watching us now on the internet, right?
Yes.
So, to say that, you seeing all these smiling, pretty, beautiful, lovely women sitting up there doing our thing, but is it really what it is? You see those people, even your friends, your loved ones, but you see that picture. You're not in that house behind those closed doors. Because a lot of times, he is pitching her really bad and saying, I'm going to get you when this picture's taken. And after that, it goes downhill quickly.
Behind
So
closed
live
doors.
for you. Live in your moment. Don't want to be like Leah. I don't want to be like Yolanda. I'm going to be Brenda all day long, honey, because she got me going on.
And when
So,
you're steady
that's
comparing
it.
yourself to somebody else, you're not able to move and live in your purpose. So you're
That's
here
right.
to live and
That's
do
right.
your purpose, do
What
what
God
it is
has
God
for
has set you here to
That's
do.
right.
And when you're sitting there daydreaming about what they're doing and like, oh, she did that, they went there, then you're missing out on your time to complete your focus. So
That's
don't
right.
compare. Do you, boo. Do you.
That's pretty good. The whole thing comes down to this. You have to respect yourself. You got to love yourself. And with that being said, I thank everybody up on this panel. Y'all love yourself. Woo!
Yes.
We want y'all to love yourself also. Now, come on. If you need to talk, y'all need to leave some comments. We're here every Tuesday. Rain or shine, we're going to be here.
Write us.
So you can write us. Email it, the email. Okay, y'all help me with that. You can email us. I'm old school, baby. But anyway, contact us. We will get back to you, okay? With that being said, Yolanda, we love you, baby. I enjoyed everything. She's
amazing, guys.
And everything. She keeps being man, she like that little bunny rabbit to keep going, to energize the thing. Yes. Look, Psalms 139:14 says, I will praise you because I am fearfully, y'all, and wonderfully made. That's us. That's you. That's you. Okay? I want you to remember
Say
that.
it every day.
Okay? That's you. God did that for us because He loved us just that much. What you think about that? That's real. That's real. If the Bible says it, y'all better bank on it. Okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Remember, Mom's pearls answer